guys, thank you for tuning into another episode of Stop Being Hateful. We're vibing, we're living, we're laughing, and we're loving. It's me, I'm your host. My name is Lori Fogg.
And your co-host, as always, Adam McAvoy.
My delightful little co-host. I'm gonna get you a little dunce hat, but it says co-host instead of dunce on it.
Why a dunce hat?
Cone.
Why?
I like the shape of it. I've never felt it's a shameful thing. I feel like it's a very trendy.
I mean, maybe in the gnome community.
The gnomes. Do you remember that movie that Elton John made, Romeo and Juliet? Did you ever see that?
No, I did not, but Elton John?
Yeah, he made it. It's like Romeo and Juliet, but with gnomes. It's like a Disney movie.
I thought that was like
it's a 3D animated movie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Elton John made it?
Yeah.
That's like when I found out Woody...
it's like...
Do you know who made Ants?
Woody Allen.
Yeah, when I found out Woody Allen made Ants...
Didn't we watch that together?
No. I have not. I've never seen it. But I found out Woody Allen made it. I was like, why did Woody Allen make a... Same thing when I found out Scorsese was in Shark Tales. I'm like, why is Scorsese in Shark Tales? Why does Elton John have anything to do with Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I really liked Angelina Jolie's fish character in Shark Tales.
I don't think I've ever seen Shark Tales all the way through.
Good. She's like a thought in it. She's really pretty.
She's like a thought in it?
Yeah, then there's like a different fish who's like his real love interest, and she's kind of like ugly. Not ugly, yeah. But I think Renee Zellweger plays her, but she's not a very attractive fish.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's not like a hot. She's like a, I think, what's the character? Bridget Jones. She's a Bridget Jones type of fish.
I don't know who Bridget Jones is.
Wow.
Bridget Jones. What is that? Diary?
Bridget Jones' Diary, yeah.
Okay, I only know.
It's like romantic comedies.
Okay, I know that from something. I'm trying to remember what.
The name
Maybe
of the
Family
movies.
Guy? No, I've never seen
I think it is a Family Guy joke or something.
Yeah.
Family Guy adjacent. But
I only consume intellectual materials.
But you know,
talking about intellectual materials, we have to talk about the movie we've tried to watch it 3 separate times now. First time was a year ago. I vetoed it. I couldn't watch it.
You couldn't do it.
Now we've sat down and watched 2 different 40-minute parts of Battlefield Earth. We still have another 30 minutes left.
We still have another 30 to go.
Something like that. Maybe it's only 15, but like it feels there's so many different ends to
There's so many layers.
There's so many layers that like there's not going to be a good conclusion. I'm just going to be left with so many questions.
Yeah, if you put, I think, a gun to my head and asked me to, like, tell you what the plot is, I don't think I could do it.
Let me do it. Get the gun. I'll tell you right now.
I don't know what happens in it. I'm like...
So humans, it's the year 3000, and humans have been driven to endangered...
But they tell you that in the beginning. It's not something you, like, gather yourself.
Except we didn't know that because our copy was in German.
Russian. German.
Something, yeah. I saw Kampf. Mein Kampf is struggle, so like my struggle, so I just something like, I knew it was. I just guessed it was German.
Yeah, it did say humans are endangered. That's something that they're telling us. It's not something we're like, yeah. If it hasn't been typed out.
They said it in the movie, and you find out that the
alien. Oh yeah, with John Travolta.
Yeah, and the cyclones.
I didn't know he was the alien. I honestly was very surprised to find that out.
So if you are lost right now, we should give context that Battlefield Earth is a Scientology movie made by a lot of Scientologists and written. It's the best-selling L. Ron Hubbard book other than Dynamite.
It's Mitt Romney's favorite novel other than the Bible.
Well, the Bible's a true work.
But it's not like it's not a book. It's like
it's not a novel. It's not a piece of fiction.
It is a book, but
that's all fact.
Before we started dating, I went through a very deep dive into Scientology. Some would say it's unhealthy. I say it's just coping, with the trials of life. But so I was really into that, and I really Going Clear. They talk about what a big deal the movie was, because it's like Scientologists already are so egotistical, and like the fact that the movie got like a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes was like devastating. Like, I guess there's a room in the L. Ron Hubbard Museum that like was devoted to the movie, and they just like don't show it. Like when they do tours, I guess it's like all the lights are off or something.
So why did they even build the part in the museum?
Because they were like, this is something L. Ron Hubbard did. It's gonna be amazing. People are gonna love it.
But I mean, when did he die? When did L. Ron Hubbard die?
1985. He died on March 13th, 1985.
So why did
I only know that because my friend's birthday is the day after.
What was in the museum? Do you know what like stuff is in the museum? Like John Travolta's like
just
forehead. Because like he had a prosthetic forehead. That's why I say
there's a fake like the replica of the characters, I believe, in the museum.
They're all like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, I think
aliens
that
like are on planet Earth.
There's like the main character
enslave humans to make them mine gold because gold isn't abundant in the rest of the universe.
Why wouldn't you just like fucking make a machine to mine the planet of all its gold?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Like, why would you get the middleman involved? Like,
it
I
doesn't
don't get
make
it.
any sense. The movie, nothing in the movie really makes any sense.
Yeah, I don't really know how anybody could like read the script and be like, this is a good idea.
Like.
They have to have some dirt on him, John Travolta, for him to make it.
Absolutely. Well, there's been rumors about John Travolta for sexuality for years. I almost think, like, he could be freed from the Church of Scientology.
Literally, like, nobody cares now. Like, it's kind of common knowledge. Like
no, like, he would be so praised if he came out, A, denounced his wacky-ass religion.
Yeah.
And B,
it's
came out as, like,
truth.
a bisexual, like, man. Like, we all saw him in Grease.
Yeah, he dresses... he reprises Divine's iconic role.
What was the movie where he hunts down Robert De Niro that's really bad from 2014?
Gotti?
No. Oh, he's in Gotti?
He was Gotti in Gotti. Directed by...
The Teflon Don.
By Randall Emmett. And speaking of Gotti, who's featured in Real Housewives, which we just got back to watching.
Who?
Victoria Gotti.
But she... That's a callback. We've already talked about that.
We talked a little bit about her on the pod, but we took a break from Real Housewives to get involved.
Have we? Because we
blazed through this shit.
Our break was maybe a 3-day hiatus. I don't know what you mean by break.
It felt like years to me. I was just like, what is Teresa up to? Why do we never watch Real Housewives anymore?
I'm like, babe, it's been 18 hours.
Put on another episode. It's so good. I just can't stop. But. We've been living by Teresa's motto, which is, like, Dunkin' Donuts is the pillar of human existence.
And our foundation has been shaken.
Our lives as we know it are not the same.
The tables have turned.
I used to flip tables.
Now I'm turning them.
That's such a good call. That's her best tagline, I would say.
Oh, we have to talk about the taglines, too.
But
so anyways, as we digress.
So... there's a Dunkin' Donuts right by my job, and it's usually, like, bomb. Like, it's a good Dunkin' Donuts. They always get our order right, and...
Lori knows one of the managers there, and she will sometimes give us, like,
She just quit.
Oh, well,
maybe that's why the quality's gone down.
So I was picking up Lori from work. I get there a little bit early. She wants some coffee. I go in. They don't have mocha. So I'm like, okay, just give me a regular latte and a caramel latte. See which one she likes better.
For the reader's reference, my go-to Dunkin' Donuts order is a medium iced mocha latte, extra shot of espresso, whole milk.
So I know I like the regular lattes. I didn't know if Lori liked the caramel or the regular, so I just got a large regular and a caramel. She could have whatever she wanted. I didn't really care. I'm balling out. I work at Amazon. So... we get it, and I'm in line, and there's no one in line other than the person who's waiting at the window.
Dunkin'.
It was an empty Dunkin', other than the person already at the window who's ordered. But I wait for 3 minutes. I pull behind the guy. At the
box or at the window?
At the box to order. I wait for 3 minutes. The guy never leaves. She finally takes my order. I pull up. I wait another couple minutes behind him. And I'm also waiting another couple minutes at the window after he leaves.
Yeah.
So it was just terrible service. And then finally, like, a 14-year-old came to the window and gave me milk.
These lattes had no semblance of coffee in them. There was, like, I tasted one, it was just milk. There was no coffee in it.
We will be posting onto the pod's Instagram for reference for all the listeners, because we don't know what to do. We haven't been back to this Dunkin'. It's so convenient.
I'm scared to go back.
We don't know what to expect. It's honestly, like we said, it's shaking our belief.
Yeah, and like fast food restaurants.
Runs on Dunkin'.
Yeah, that's good. Like, fast food restaurants now have been having a hard time, like, especially in the East Coast, like, with the hurricane, like, not having power. Mm-hmm. It's been hard. But, like,
a lot of restaurants, just in the whole last 8 months, have been having a hard time.
Not, like, I meant, like...
No, I know what you mean.
In the area, like, have been really busy.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe they ran out of mocha, which is fine.
That wasn't the issue.
Not the issue.
The issue never was mocha.
Yeah, the issue wasn't even how long you waited. The issue is that you waited for a bad product. Like, I'll wait for anything as long as it's good.
I agree. It wouldn't have been if it was like a great latte.
I would have been like, oh, perfectly worth it. Like, thank you.
But
there was no milk. There was no coffee in that.
It was like 10% brown,
which was
30% tan, and then just a block, like 60% of it was just like milk.
Yeah, it was really something else.
I was like, should I save this for cereal? What do I do with this? I felt so wasteful.
Yeah, I don't want to not drink. It's just milk, like.
So we did the only sensible thing and
we went to another Dunkin' to get our orders correctly, which, you know, we're responsible citizens.
Yeah, we're just getting a couple side eyes from the
like we're like, yeah, like we had full Dunkin' and we're like, we want different.
We want more Dunkin'.
Well, today the girl
corporate samplers.
I asked the girl if I could get my same order, and she's like, you should just order a macchiato. It's cheaper. So I was like, whatever. It was like 6:00 in the morning. And I was like, okay, I'll just take that. And it, like, wasn't what I wanted at all. Like, it didn't taste...
What is a macchiato?
I don't know what a latte is either, to be honest.
We're all going to learn today.
We're going to learn today. A latte, I think, is espresso, hot, full milk.
Cafe latte is a coffee drink made with espresso and steamed milk. Other words, Latin, Italian cafe latte. I mean, so it's supposed to be steamed milk, so I guess it just...
Getting an iced latte, I'm aware. I know enough about coffee to know that getting an iced latte kind of defeats the purpose.
Because it's supposed to be steamed.
I
just get it because Lori gets it, and they're pretty good.
They're really good. They taste like chocolate milk, that's why I like them. So a latte is espresso and steamed milk.
Caffeine, yeah. Is that how you spell it?
Macchiato, yeah.
Sometimes espresso macchiato. So it's espresso. So it's an espresso with foam, milk foam.
Oh, I didn't like it. It did not taste like what I wanted.
I mean, yeah, if you're looking for chocolate milk, this is not chocolate milk. This
also,
is
it's like
coffee with a side of tiny bit of milk.
But that's not like
it's like, you know, like just like having a, have you had an espresso?
Yeah, little tiny cups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How different does that taste than coffee?
I like it better than coffee.
I don't know why you didn't like.
Yeah, I don't know why. It just wasn't what
you got an iced macchiato though.
Yeah, it's probably.
So that's probably why, because it's not real.
Espresso hot is good. But I imagine cold is bad.
Or but maybe the chemical it has a reaction with the steamed milk.
Maybe the mocha swirl was too much. Maybe I should have just gotten a macchiato. But I was. I don't know. I didn't want to like shit on the woman because she was like, "It'll save you money," and I was like, "I guess if it'll save me money, I'll take it." But like,
yeah, you could have just been like, "Oh, I'll take a $2."
Yeah, because like people get so like, I know I get tired of the drive-thru, and I'm like, actually, it's cheaper if you do this. And they're like, "Well, I didn't want that."
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be like that type of person, but
yep.
You know, regardless, we've learned our lessons, we've had experiences, we live, we grow. Speaking of living and growing, somebody's out of the doghouse. Who? No, what is it called? What do they call jail? The big house. Somebody's out of the big house. I think we're gonna recap episode 3. Mm-hmm. We're gonna talk about our thoughts, our loves.
Well, we also watched episode 4, and I the only reason why I bring up that because we are now on episode 5.
Episode 5.
We have notes for episode 3, a couple episodes, and so we're just like some of my questions I had in episode 3 were definitely answered in episode 4.
Yeah, but that being remained.
One of them is, you know, Teresa's out of jail. She sent Jacqueline a note.
Jacqueline, heard you were talking about me. Like, we have much to catch up on. Like, my question this season is, like, why does Jacqueline just straight up suck? Like, I feel like she has a lot of cool storylines. I feel like she has a lot of, like, things going on in her life that could be, like, that she does talk about. Like, her struggles with her son are very real. Her relationship with her daughter is really real. But it's like...
Oh, it's co-host Kennedy. Puppy alert.
In the studio now. But, like, why is her... Like, this season it just feels extremely manufactured. And, like, it doesn't feel like... Like, I'm interested in how her relationship with Ashley got better. Like, that's something that, like, I would love to see. And I feel like it goes towards her...
What's happening with Blackwater?
Yeah, like, I would love to see, like...
I put a pallet of Blackwater away at Amazon, so they must be doing okay.
They're doing alright.
They're doing just as good as Kool-Aid.
Just
by my calculations.
Adam Stowe's things, and he's like, this is indicative of the
I need to invest in Kool-Aid. I got
gotta put some money in some stuff. Everybody's buying Keurig, I should invest. But, like, I feel like, this whole stuff with Teresa, it's like, you guys are not friends anymore. Like, usually when you stop being friends with somebody, like, your interactions stop. But, of course, you're filming a reality TV show, so you have to.
It really seems like they're starting drama, the producers. And, like, because there's nothing happening, really, in the first 3 episodes for them to have so many, what is it called when they talk backstage? Asides? You call them professionals. The talking heads where... Like, why would they had so many of these talking heads about, like, I don't know if I'm ready to be friends with Jacqueline again.
Like,
I don't
know
if
Teresa
is...
Like...
But there's no reason because they weren't interacting, and it's like... we already knew you're not friends.
Yeah.
But did you see the promo at the end of episode 4?
Yeah, where she's like, you went to jail because you knowingly signed forged documents.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is just, like, sorry, I was whispering it because, like, I didn't want to ruin it, but, like, I just feel like, they're not friends. Like, they're not, and that's what happens when people aren't friends because they don't care, they just say mean shit to each other, which isn't entertaining to watch. It's not, like, something
Let's be honest, that's the only thing we live for in Vanderpump, though.
Manufactured drama.
Yeah, no, manufactured drama and people talking shit.
In quarantine,
to
I just
friends.
need to start shit. I need to do something to keep my mind off the pandemic. But, and like, speaking to the produced drama, it's like, I feel like with Melissa and Teresa, when they're at Christmas Eve,
yeah,
that whole, like thing was just like, it's been done before. It's like been like it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I thought we were over this. Like, didn't she go to prison? Like, aren't your
Teresa is just as, you know, delusional as before, and I'm not sure if Melissa should like keep letting her be as delusional, because Teresa was saying stuff like, you know me, Melissa, I'm not a mean person. It's like, you know me, Melissa, I always stuck up for you. I always said something when people talk about.
Stop.
It's like, that's not true, Teresa. Yeah. You remember XYZ?
I never said you were a stripper. Yeah. Ever.
And then it's just like, to hear Teresa say that stuff is just like, it doesn't make sense, and, you know, they're just bringing it back up, and both of them start getting annoyed. And then they wrap it up and, like, are hugging it out within, like, 3 minutes.
Yeah, I just hate that shit where it's like, oh, if I hear somebody talk about you, I'll come to you with it. Because it's like, you both know you're not that type of person.
Yeah.
Like, you know you're not. Like, yeah. And that's fine.
And you know that's not the community you live in.
Yeah. Like, you know it's not the way you're on a reality show. Like, so you know that's not true. So it's like, opening up the same conflict we've been watching for, like, the last 4 seasons now. And I just don't. Like, Melissa's just so boring. Like, I just don't care about her. Which is sad because we share the same birthday.
You know, Melissa's whole plotline this season is like, I'm like a modern woman sort of thing.
She's Mary Tyler Moore.
But she's not, because she's just working off her husband's money. So that's not...
Like, you're not a self-made woman. You just marry money. Like...
you know, you're not... Yeah, if you get your husband to, you know, finance your boutique... When you've never...
Although, maybe she did put the money in she got from the show to do it. Because, like, that is her money. Like, yeah. You know? But, like... You know what I mean?
Okay, but that's not his... That's her
money?
No,
I'm just saying it's like he does... No, you know what I mean? It's like she is a housewife. Like, that is her job outside of being an actual housewife.
Yeah.
You know, not to say, like, she doesn't work. She works
No, I'm not saying... Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like... To say that, like, oh, like, that's her money, so she should be able to not... She can spend it on her business and not the family.
Like, her main storyline isn't even, like, about...
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's, like... That's what you just said. The whole idea of, like, why men... For hundreds of years were like, I'm the one who's in charge of the finances because it's my money. You just said that viewpoint, but about women.
No, I was just saying it's like...
You know, it's not. It's their money because they're in a relationship.
They're in a commitment.
It's not her money.
No, I know.
Just like it's not the money he makes from his business doesn't
all go to him.
It's it's their money. So just because she made money in her job
doesn't mean... Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I was just trying to say, like, I
think the whole thing isn't ridiculous. I just think the whole thing is not... It's not even a money thing.
It's a dumb, overproduced... Like, you can tell Joe Gorga is, like, acting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't believe
I'm a caveman. I want my wife to make dinner.
Like, he loves attention. He loves the camera. I feel like he loves like putting this on.
I just want to say to what you just said. Like, Melissa makes money is like Joe has just as much airtime as Melissa. Does he make money?
Yeah, from the show. Definitely.
So it's like, you know, it's not like I prefer Joe on the show to Melissa.
It's more of a It's more, like, easier to watch, I feel, because, like, you know the relationship.
It's just a more interesting dynamic other than just, like, I don't like my sister-in-law.
It was just, like, it's also, like, fine to not like each other. Like, why is it that they're so, like...
Why do you need to be
best friends? Like, is that an Italian thing, you think?
No. Like, at my family today, they all ribbon on each other and, like, they don't have disagreements and don't see completely eye to eye.
You don't need to love... Like, I get, like, your brother, you are close to Teresa, but you don't need to be best friends if neither of you like each other.
And you don't need... Well, and you don't need to hold it against their wife. that you guys aren't best friends anymore. Like, that might not be the wife's, you know, that like that's putting like a relationship that's been 40 years in the making on someone who's only been in the relationship for 10 years.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, it's like every time I watch them, like, you guys know you don't have to like you don't have to like your family either, like, you know, but like you have to love them and like, but like you don't need to like look at Teresa as your sister, because she's not your sister, she's your sister-in-law. It's a different
dynamic.
Yeah, it's like I've never once like been like, I can understand where she's coming from because I have a sister and I, you know, it's like the thing I want most in the world isn't another sister, like. But I want to talk a little bit more about Joe Gorga's hair transplant.
Do you think he actually got one?
Well, let's fill the readers in. We were watching. He has a, what is it?
He was walking into a shot, you know, with his back to the camera, so you could see the back of his head. And this season just started buzzing his hair, right?
Yeah.
Or was it last season? Because the last season. Which season did they go to? Because he buzzed his hair after the stuff came out.
You know, I think this is the second season he's been bald because they're not making a big deal about it. Or maybe he did. I don't know. The episodes kind of are blending together for me, so I can't.
The seasons, I can't see the difference.
Oh, I can't pick it out. But I feel like last season I feel like he was bald.
Mm-hmm. We could look this up very quickly. But anyways, he's walking in and he has like a scar. It looks like a scar.
Oh, like a smiley face.
On the back of his neck where his like neck meets his skull. And that's usually indicative of like someone getting a hair transplant where the ones from like the 90s and the early 2000s, which makes sense time-wise if he's like an Italian man losing his hair.
He's like 36. Are you telling me he lost his hair when he was like
21? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. For those of you can't see Adam right now, but he's got a real thick head of hair. Like,
babe, I'm Italian. It could go at any moment. Like, who knows? Like, honestly, it could just like I could wake up and just be like, boo! Like it's just gone. Little cue
ball. Ball of mozzarella.
Do you ever side story? Dr. Phil talking about going bald at age 20, and he'd pull his helmet off during football practice, and they'd be like, Phil, what's in your helmet? A dog? And he'd be like, shut up, and hit someone.
It's just like a ton of hair fell out.
Yeah, like you're wearing a helmet, you're sweating, you're
so
colliding,
scary.
It's rubbing.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. It's so crazy.
As he's losing his hair, and it would come out in like clumps, he said.
Wow.
But you can see this scar. It looks like a scar. It doesn't just like a like a crease from someone like nodding. You know, I don't know. I'm like, did he get the hair transplant? Because that's gnarly. You get like an inch, like a flap cut off the back of your head where the hair always regrows, and they just transplant it in the front. Like that's...
I remember watching an episode of Botched where a guy was bald and he like wanted to get like a hair transplant, I think, but his head, there was something with his skull, like with the skin on his skull, there wasn't like enough of it or something. Like it was too tight. I guess you have to have like a little bit of like lax. So they put like a balloon in the back of his head and like slowly inflated it with air to like stretch out the skin. Yeah, so he could get the transplant. That's the only thing that I've ever seen about them, and I think that was so gross.
That sounds terrible.
Like literally just shit. You can just be bald. Bitches love bald guys. Like it's not.
So, yeah, it's like it's not every girl's thing, but not
but
every.
Like neither is having a guy with like a lush head of hair. Like it's not every girl's like.
Or having like a guy that has a lot of body hair.
Yeah, like nobody's gonna like say it's ugly or
Yeah.
like hate it, but it's like it's gonna be somebody's bag. Like you know, I don't know. But Joe Gorga's married, so what does he really care?
Exactly.
As long as Tarzan still works, this thing's in the bag.
Exactly. Tarzan.
I love that.
Jesus.
But so the episode, this is about Christmas Eve. There's a lot of festivities. Teresa takes the picture for People magazine, which I was curious to see how you felt about, because like initially upon watching it, I was kind of like, that's a little weird, like that she's like profiting off of like arguably a traumatic moment for her family. But like she needs to hustle.
But it's also her tragic moment.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, like I understand her kids suffered, but she is the one who went to jail.
Yeah, and she probably, like she said,
her kids, yeah, that does suck more for her.
I feel like the last
she
thing...
deserved it, the kids didn't.
Yeah, the last thing I would want is if my mom came home for Christmas is to, like, know that my face was going to be, like, in a magazine and the head story was going to be, like, my mom.
It's just because you're selfish and you don't care about your family.
You're right. That's 100% the reason.
It's... I don't know. It's just
about how I feel.
Like, her lawyer said, like, she had 3 weeks after she was out, she had all her restitution paid. You know, like, how many like millions did she defraud the government for? Like how much?
She's still, I think, is in debt. Like I think if you look up her net worth, it's like 11 million, but it's in the red. Like she's not like
because because restitution that doesn't even begin to pay like the lawyers. That doesn't begin to pay back.
If you had to get money filed in the lawsuit, it doesn't cover that.
Things you lost.
This is just paying what you should have been paying. Like it's not like it's not like an extra cost. It's like this is what you should have been doing if you were doing the right thing.
And as much as it's annoying to hear like Jacqueline say something about Teresa getting out of jail, like she had a point. Like why does Teresa need a brand new car out of jail?
Wouldn't you sell a car? Like, why
are you getting a new car?
Yeah, and it's like, who are we to judge? But
she's like, but judge, this is what we're doing here. And it's like she's talking about like, I need to sell my house, I need to change my lifestyle, XYZ.
Jacqueline?
No, Teresa.
Okay.
She's been talking about that since before she went to jail.
Yeah, when they filed for bankruptcy, she's like, we gotta cut back, and then she gets her kids like an iPhone and an iPod. It's like, well, they don't need both. Like they're the same thing essentially.
They are the same. One just doesn't work on the internet, or what literally works.
What is the phone? So.
On the internet.
Sorry, we both had to yawn.
Oh, contagious.
But it's like you're not like Jacqueline is making the steps to pare down. Like
she keeps trying.
She's trying to like that, but that's not really like your call. If like you know what I mean. If nobody wants to buy it, like it's kind of like you're kind of up shit's creek. But like she's like openly like, oh, these classes for Nicholas are expensive. Like these are hard. Like these are like real costs, and the money just isn't coming in. So we're just not gonna have like a big Christmas or have like a big like the parties BYOB. Like it's like
exactly. You gotta start
like
doing
that is paring down, not buying a new Bugatti.
Exactly.
What was it?
What was what?
Wasn't a Bugatti. What was that?
Oh, it definitely wasn't a Bugatti.
What's a Bugatti? I don't know.
A Bugatti's like the fastest like street legal sports car.
Oh, yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah, she definitely didn't get one of those.
Yeah, she definitely isn't. But she's in a white Range Rover, a la Danielle Staub. And then, so there's the new housewives. There's the old crew.
There's the old crew, which is just Teresa and Melissa.
And Jacqueline.
But she's barely there.
But then, and then we have, like...
she's all plastic. Like, she's not even, like, she's all fake for the producers and all fake in her face.
We do get to see...
Why am I being so mean?
Very anti-Jacqueline today.
I don't know why. I like Jacqueline.
I like her. I feel like out of all of them, she's, like, the one that, like...
I like watching Teresa. I don't think I'd like being friends with Teresa.
Yeah, Jacqueline's like, I would be friends with you, but I don't like watching you necessarily. Because, like, for all the reasons why I feel like you'd make a good friend, you make bad television.
Exactly. Same with Kathy. It's like, I don't really like
we get to see glimmers of her now.
Yeah, it's so much better. Even though, it's like, it must be tough for her not to, like, be spending time with her family. It's nice to see her, like, commiserating with, like, her friends.
Why does Teresa just, like, straight up hate her?
Who knows?
Like, what is wrong with her? Like, I don't, like, what if we, like, got to meet her and we're like, guys, we totally understand now, but, like, I feel like I don't understand. Like, the thing with the dictionary, it's like, Teresa, that's what white elephant is. It's that anybody could get any gift at any time. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. She didn't buy that. There's no way to finagle a gift exchange so that, like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
And like she said, it was supposed to be funny for anyone. Rosie said that it would have been funny if she got it, like... Exactly, like it could have been funny for anyone, And she gave a gift. I'm embarrassed. I don't remember it, but she said she gave a gift that was like
a gag. It's like, what do you not? So and everybody was like, so it's okay when you do it, but when Kathy does it, it's taking it to a different level.
I think on the reunion when they talked about that, she kind of like. She was having like an epiphany.
You could see in her face. It was like
she was like, I got her vibrator, but like she's like, everyone thought my vibrator was funny. It's like everyone would have thought the dictionary was funny if it sent to anyone else. You hadn't
been a huge bitch about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Her like mind. Sometimes you can see like the mental gymnastics she's doing, and like I don't know whether to applaud her or to condemn her for that because it's like.
I applaud 10 out of 10.
You have to like look at the unreality of a situation, like and just be like, wow, like I admire you for like not. Facing the truth of this,
Mm-hmm. But, we are watching a new season, and that brings in one of Lori's favorite things every season, which is new taglines.
New taglines, and which will be a nice segue into the new Housewives.
Exactly.
My favorite tagline of this season is the new Housewives Siggy's, which is...
I'm too much, or something like that.
Some people say I'm too much. They're right. Or, like, I'm not enough or something. Which I just, like, I love any time a housewife... comments on the luxury of their lifestyle. Like, I love any time that is, like, their thing, Like, I love, like, like Beverly Hills for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because it's, like, all about them just, like, being, like, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, Lisa Vanderpump having swans, like...
An emote.
Just, like, nuts.
Yeah, like, I don't, again, watch reality television. This isn't my thing, but, like, you know, I've really only watched
We're making it his thing.
And, you know, Real Housewives of New Jersey. And they're two very different shows.
They're very different morals.
Yeah.
Written about each show.
They're morality tales, if you really think about it.
I mean, honestly, yeah.
Don't defraud the government. You go to prison.
Yeah, don't. That's an Aesop fable, I believe. It's like, it's about, like, the tortoise and the hare or something.
I thought it was a Grimm's fairy tale.
Whoops. But, so, I think Siggy's only on for one season. But Dolores is a housewife to this day. And I personally like her. I think she's, like, a...
Mm-hmm. I don't have hers written down.
She went to therapy. I thought that was really... What
was her tagline?
Oh, it was, I'm Jersey strong. Nothing in this life can shake me.
Oh, it's terrible.
And
It's so generic.
I wrote, Dolores is nice.
It's just so generic.
Because it is. It's nice. It's like, yeah, you are Jersey strong. Nothing in this life can shake you.
Teresa's is I'm used to flipping
tables.
Yeah,
now I'm
turning them.
Which is good. Which is funny because A, it's a callback to season 2, and it's also the title of her memoir, Turning the Tables. So it's, like, perfect as, like, a brand.
And again, when I wrote this, I didn't see how, you know, like, I'm like, oh, this is just the same manufactured bullshit with Jacqueline and Teresa, but, you know, Jacqueline's was fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice.
You better run.
Right? And then, you know, it looks like in episode 5 we're about to have some sort of confrontation between, you know, Jacqueline not putting up with the same BS from Teresa, you know, obfuscating her responsibility and, like, kind of lying to her friend's face.
Melissa's is, I always act like a lady, but now I think like a boss. Which is, like, terrible. I just don't like her. Like, I remember there was, like, a petition going around to, like, get her to not be a housewife.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would anybody think that? Like, she's fine in season 10. Like, I think she's kind of funny.
It was last season I thought she was pretty funny because she was mostly just in it drunk.
Like, she should just only be drunk, like, through the whole episodes, and then she'll be, like, fun.
She'll be fun and conversational.
Yeah, and not just, like, petty and mean. But I really am curious to see. We haven't seen too much of Siggy.
Is it just the two of them? Siggy and
Dolores. There's 5 of them.
Wow, I feel like the cast has gotten smaller.
I feel like, I mean, it's nothing like when it was with Danielle.
With Danielle and the Manzos, that was really a knockout crew.
Because you had Danielle,
Jacqueline,
but then you had Jilly,
Caroline.
and what was her kid's name? Jilly.
Those poor kids, I don't even know.
They don't have light in their eyes.
There's no light.
That's what Caroline always used to say.
Those kids, they don't have light. They have no light.
They don't have light.
You need to baptize them.
I think they were baptized because Danielle goes to church in that one episode. And it's like, I want you to show me how to pray for them.
She's crazy.
Those women.
She's so...
What those women did to me.
She's so crazy.
I think she comes back soon if we just keep playing. I need her. I like...
What is she doing in the wilderness at this time? Like during these, like, 7 seasons that she's not in it, what is happening in her life?
I know she's on a different reality television show that I believe Heidi Montag is also on, that's like Celebrity Cook-Off or something. I was listening to a podcast that was talking about it, and I don't remember the name, but I remember, like, her being, like, the podcast host being, like, her chemistry on screen is electric as always. It's, like, sounds like Danielle.
Oh, my goodness.
But, like, I just, like, but, like, with Caroline, you had Albie, and then you had
Chris
and Lauren. So that was, like, 3
Vito.
other... Yeah, you had, like...
And Albert.
Oh, yeah. And then Greg. So it was like you had, like, a whole microcosm of a show. Like, within the...
yeah, right there. And then they kind of did become a show. They tried to, capitalize on that, as much as possible.
But, like, they're not interesting enough to watch.
They also should have done that. That should have been season 1. Manzo with children would have, like, while they were still all in the house.
Yeah.
That would have been so much better with, like, Albie being at college. But we would, it wasn't the same thing.
We wouldn't have heard your garbage.
Your garbage.
You hang around garbage, you start to stink.
You start to stink.
That didn't sound like her at all.
I don't care. I am the master of accents.
But, like, I think I'm gonna like a lot more of Siggy if I get to see her.
Mm-hmm.
She feels like, you've never seen Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but she gives me Carlton vibes, who is like a sexy, like, she's like a sexy vampire that was on Beverly Hills.
Not
she was like
Will Smith's cousin.
No. She was just too hot to, like, be on the show, really.
She's too hot.
She was, like, too cool and too weird to be on the show.
Dina, yeah.
Dina is, like, too hot to be on the
She's just
TV.
She's above it.
It's like, what do you guys, like, yeah, it's like, to an extent, a part of you does have to be ugly to be on reality television.
And Dina's beautiful.
And Dina's got a beautiful soul. Her job is a, like, cancer foundation. Like, how is she gonna be, like, you can't have drama centered around that isn't, like, I mean, I guess you can when Danielle went to the cancer foundation, the baby cancer fundraiser. It's so
interesting to see, too, because, like, you'll see her at her Ladybug event talking to people about her event and about her company, but she's not talking it like, I did this, I did that. She says, like, we're doing this, we reached this many people, right?
She's very...
And, like, she's not, like, even disrespectful to, like, you know, what was her name? The lady who fucks her husband with the strap on, Jim.
Amber
came in and starts talking about, like, her personal stories and, like, struggles. And you can tell, like, I'm not gonna say, you know, Dina was like, okay, let's wrap it up. Like, we're all here for someone with cancer. Yeah. This isn't about you. Yeah. But you could kind of see, like, that in her eyes. Yeah. But she didn't roll her. That's the thing, though. Yeah. She didn't, though. She's even, to someone she doesn't like, and someone who's, like, hijacking her thing for some on-screen, like...
story. Not that her breast... I mean...
No, not that her breast cancer is a story, but...
She was using it, like, a lot.
The event wasn't about Amber.
Yeah, it was about children with cancer.
Exactly. Like, and to like take up time away from
the main goal, which is like to make. I don't actually know what the Ladybug Foundation does.
It does. I don't know what it does directly, but it raises money for children.
Yeah,
with cancer.
but it's like you can't have drama about that. Like, 'cause it's not like the posh fashion show.
It's not the posh.
It's not.
We're not talking about the posh fashion show.
It's like you can't do the things that you do at the posh fashion show at the Ladybug fundraiser.
Now, conspiracy theory. Did Melissa open Envy
to fuck with Kim D? Absolutely.
Just to get back at Kim D and make the Envy fashion show the Envy of Posh?
Yeah. Shut up, man.
And with that, I think we need to wrap it up.
I just want to say, I do love Melissa just being like, who picked this? This outfit is so ugly. And her manager being like, I did.
And we need it.
Because the only thing you have here...
And her manager's wearing like a windbreaker and a tutu.
Her
and it's like,
manager looks like she's out of a...
Has a screw or 30 or a dozen loose in her head. Yeah, her manager looks like she's out there.
She looks like she like wants to be Carrie Bradshaw.
I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to do some homework.
And with that, we're going to...
Wait, is that Sex in the City?
It is.
I am too smart.
Anyways, we're gonna play you out with some DJ James Kennedy as always.
DJ James.
Party, party, party.